Hello, Twitch. Hello, everyone. How are we doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. Camera's a little bit high. But it'll be okay. Welcome, welcome. Sorry I've been out of commission, folks. Missed a couple of streams there because my shoulder is still out of whack, but definitely my neck was out of whack earlier this week. Just trying to bite off more than I can chew, digging up stuff in the yard and not paying attention to the fact that my neck was already bothering me to begin with. Anyways, I'm still going to try and keep it easy tonight. I can already feel a couple of twangs from just starting up the stream here and being a little animated. But let's get some coffee going. Welcome in, Bun Buns. Welcome in, Mind to Z. How are we all this evening? Some other friendly faces in chat this evening, too. Oh, hey, it's time for stream to start. Got some chicken defrosting in the sink here. Feeling better. Still not 100%. I'm definitely going to be trying my best not to be lifting this arm or using this arm, basically. In some cases, it doesn't even want to do it itself. Thank you for that resub, Nan Reader. Thank you, thank you. Why are you not on? I wonder if it didn't get the command from Stream Elements? It says it's connected. Well, hopefully that'll work right now. So we're working with frozen pizza tonight. Got a big stack of them over here. I've got another one in the freezer too. These ones I want out here defrosted, completely against the rules, completely against their suggestions. That's how we're rolling tonight. Oh, hey, an extra 50 sprinkles for everyone. That's a problem with that scale when the... It's sort of weird. Usually they work pretty well, but power button on that, you get it wet and it just doesn't want to work for like 5 minutes. It's sort of weird. It's unusual. I don't usually leave out my grinds container. Cheers, everyone. Happy Sunday. So I think I'm going to get started with some veggies here. We're going to make ourselves a little chicken stew. Does it, Bun Buns? Thank you for letting me know. I didn't update that. It's a little dark to my thoughts. And it's trying to regrow. It thinks it's still in the ground, I think. Because I don't know if you noticed in the camera there or not, but it had several roots going up the inside of the dry part of the onion. Trying to get it started and keep growing. Not being too perfect with this. I've already got the stream readers up and going. Playing this map a little different than I think I have in the past. I think I usually shoot towards the top or middle top. We're going for the bottom this time. The other problem with what's going on here is, if you notice, my hands quiver and stuff like that a little bit. I don't have full feeling going on here. Especially in my thumb, actually, this time. And let's keep these separate. We can actually get these onions going, too. Pan going there with some oil in a moment. See, we got anything left in this? Not really. Don't know why I saved that. Turn on the fan over here. I don't know how much noticeable it is to you folks, but it's considerably brighter in that corner to me. Of course, it's also considerably brighter in front of me right now, too. But, I did finally get around. That bulb has been burnt out for years. Like, I think that was burnt out before I started streaming. finally got around to replacing all of them with LED lights. Workouts are nice here. Do our battle, come back and finish up our carrot. Get that cooking. Add a bit of salt in there. Let's see how the 4 units we got down here do. Let's see, what do we got down here? Healer. I think we'll go with some haste here. Yeah. Boo. I'm gonna try the same thing again, though. I'm gonna be stubborn about it. There we go. Now back to the board to cut some carrot real quick here. Add this in with that onion. It's already on the stove here. Hey Uber, apologies. Meatloaf was last Monday. That was unfortunately the last time I streamed since I've been on medical leave, I guess. I screwed up my shoulder. And so, yeah, that was. I didn't update the title when it started the stream, and so it sent out notifications that it was still the old title. No, this is what we're having tonight. Maybe some of you remember this from a little while ago. And take the bones out of that. Oh, hey. That one just wants to pop out, basically. At least that half. Hey, Ozzy. Alright, now I'm going to break all these down into somewhat small pieces. Tendons and all. Ugh. That right there. These white lines right here, all these white lines here are why I don't like legs on chickens. Hello, neighbor dog. Just gonna go ahead and add all the chicken in there just like this. Hey, Hyde, welcome in. How's your evening been? Starting a bit later. It's gonna be pretty late there for you. What, like 2:30ish? Shoulder's been bothering me, and finally got out and did the shopping for tonight's stream. But it took me a little while to get started tonight, so I was a little late getting started too. Yeah, we changed today, but I'm sort of ignoring it for my stream tonight. I also thought it might be, I don't know if it's so much that people are like, okay, he's been streaming for a while, he's got to be closer to wrapping up and it's going to be a little bit more interesting and people show up later, or it's I get more people because it's later. So this should be a little interesting in that sense. Add in a bunch of butter here. Thankfully, my neck is feeling pretty good now. It's mostly all on my shoulder at this point, I think. Whatever flared up the pinched nerve. Well, the butter is just a prelude to roux. Gonna add in a cup of water and a cup of half and half. We're just gonna let that simmer after I add a couple of spices. Just a couple spices. Garlic powder. Dried thyme. Onion powder. Bay leaf. of cayenne. And dried oregano. We'll bring that up to temp, allow it to thicken, and we'll finish it by adding some peas, which are going to thin things out a little bit. That's the first part of our savory dinner. Now we're going to switch over to doing some sweet stuff. That's just going to simmer on the stove. We'll come back to that later. We'll start by cleaning up our pineapple here. I'm going to do 2 passes. Try and get this pretty clean, and just with the first one, just get majority of the green stuff away. And the second pass will worry more about those. Little spiky thingies. I've done it before on stream. If you want to be fancy about this, they do all grow in a spiral fashion up the side of the plant. If you notice, like, you can do a V-cut. That's why you get the V-cuts in pineapples, because in a spiral, because that's how they can take these out easily with better yield. Just like that. Ooh. Trying to slide off the table on me there. So I'm going to dice up a little bit of this for in the pie, but most of this is going to end up getting blended. I just wanted to take those woody parts out. I'll do this one up too. See what we got here. Ooh. That's a much better pineapple than I've gotten in recent times. I might have to remember where I got that one. Hot, boily, bubbly mess back here. But it is just getting yummy. I'm going to turn that down a bit more on the flame, because we just want this to simmer along. We don't want this really boiling. Okay, and then these I'm just going to take the stems off and just straight puree these. Ooh, battle. To war. Victory. I'm not even going to try with that. Krashna Plemnia. Getting the kills. Tristicles getting the assists. Uber Superfly getting the gold, though. Congrats to him. Come on, game. I clicked it. Ooh. I think we're going to go top. We got a lot more people that last round. What we got for our first 30 seconds? All ranged units have infinite range. Lots of ranged units. I am going to put my tank out there. Over here. We're going to do a bit of this jazz. And then we want ranged. We want some support. Give you a couple of spaces for armored. Couple of spaces for the rogues. Couple of spaces for the melee. But we want ranged. We'll come back in 30 minutes and see how we do. Oh, hey, the cord is catching into that camera now. Okay, back to the board. We got our liveliness back here going nicely. Didn't thicken up as much as I expected. I might add some starch to this. We'll see. But we'll add our 2 other pieces of pineapple in here. Regular sugar. Regular sugar. And that's a half cup of sugar. I'm forgetting something, so I'm gonna... Well, I just remembered something, rather. Is that really forgetting something if you remember it? I almost forgot it, was what I really meant. and juice a lemon into this. As though a pineapple didn't have enough acidity. Alright, let's give this a spin. I'm going to have to mute the main mic for that. Okay. So now we got some pureed pineapple. We're going to heat this up on the stove and add some starch to that too. Which pot do I want to use for that? Let's use this one. poured that somewhat slowly, make sure I didn't have any giant chunks in there. We got smaller stuff. I mean, if it's smaller than this, it doesn't matter, because putting that in there too. Awesome pineapple. Like, I almost don't want to do this to this pineapple. It's tasty pineapple. Quite possibly the best pineapple I've had since I lived in Arizona. Alright, I'm gonna pull this off to the side here. Give it a flame. And then over here we'll add our pineapple. And we'll get some starch out here. Wow, it's been a minute since I've used these. Something got into that. Wow. Going to add roughly 3 teaspoons or 1 whole tablespoon worth of cornstarch, and we'll go from there. Whiskey time. That was a bit thicker than I expected it to be even to begin with. We're going to bring that up to a boil here. Or a light boil. We're going to cook it. Saving all the crazy pizza stuff for the end of the stream here. But I should get the oven preheating here. one black spot in there that's just driving me nuts. I gotta pull it out of there. It's probably just part of one of those. Part of the exterior of the pineapple, most likely. But there's a couple of them in there, actually. That one's definitely a seed. That one looks like a seed, too. I mean, there's pineapple seeds, so I mean, there's going to be more of them in the rest of it. I really shouldn't bother because we're going to add more of them in there. Wow, that pineapple is good. Like, I bought this from, like, not one of the best supermarkets in the area. And this blows away the pineapples that I've gotten from, like, Whole Foods or even the fruit stand place. And I do know, because of working in the resorts and working in the resort industry in the past, I do know that there are different grades of pineapples. And they taste very differently. And this was the right grade to buy. So I'm happy I found these. The different grades of pineapples are a little like the different grades of meat sort of a thing. No, it's... Oh, hey, where'd music go? There you are. Give a stir to our chicken stew over here. Do I start with this one or do I start with the other one? I think I start with the... I think we're going to start with the pie. And I think the smaller one's probably a better bet. I was thinking how different ways that I could do this. Whether I wanted to blind bake it, whether I wanted to do it upside down. I had a whole bunch of different ideas of how I was going to do this. I'm still not sure. I'm still debating the upside down one. Got a few straight hairs going. My hair is all frizzy today because I gave it a good wash. Gotta tell you, muscle soreness pinched nerve, that sort of a thing. Showers are your friend. So we're waiting for that to come up to a boil here. Actually, no, we're gonna do it right side up. Like, I'm really tempted to do this upside down. The thing that just sealed it in my mind that I need to do it right side up is we need that pineapple. We need this recognizable as a pizza still, even though we got this pineapple center. We're going straight for that meme food tonight. I mean, we're going to disrupt some people that don't like pineapple. We're going to really upset some people that don't like pineapple. What does everyone here think? You like pineapple with their pizza? As I fumble getting a piece of pineapple in my mouth. I don't mind the flavor of it. I have a problem when it's some lazy kid in the pizzeria and they're putting like giant chunks of stuff on there, and so it just stops the entire. I mean, just loses all of its moisture onto the pie. I don't like all that extra moisture from the fruit on there. Otherwise, it's not too bad. Yep, Div. Absolutely. This is going to be pizza with pineapple, not pineapple with pizza. Or the way you said it, not the way I said it. Oh, I should probably remove that. Do I have... I do have it open. Let's see if I can do that quickly, or if... Oh, I've got stuff hidden behind. I don't have the... Oh, that's right. Okay. Do that. Can do that. And we can do... What's interesting to me is this is actually clearing up a little bit as it heats. That's sort of intriguing to me, and I don't know if it's just the fruit cooking and you get that whiteness from water and probably from a whole different bunch of reasons, but it's getting clearer as I cook it. More glossy. Mostly we want to make sure that this is nice and thick for when we go to put it in our pie. I think I'm of the opinion that I'm going to blind bake this. I've made that decision now. Because I don't need to cook this pineapple a ton, especially after I've cooked it on the sink. Hey, Clipper. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so we'll take our first pizza of the evening. We're having fun with pizza tonight. What's your thoughts of pineapple on pizza? Where did my rice go? These pies have been sitting on my counter here for a good 2 hours now. I asked mostly because it's controversial to some people, apparently. I agree entirely with you, Clipper. Actually, I'll even take it one further and state the scientific fact that we all genetically taste things differently, and that how we taste things changes depending on our age. All sorts of interesting things along that line. Such as bitter things will become more pleasant to you as you get older because your saliva actually thickens as you get older. But also, there are things that genetically you just taste differently than other people. You may taste things that are bitter that other people don't taste at all. What is the percentage of people that are genetically adverse to cilantro? I wasn't even really thinking of that when I said it, but it's a perfect example. Okay, heat off on the pineapple. I think that's plenty gelled. Actually, that's quite beautifully gelled. I don't want it to go much further than that. Oven at 350. So let's throw our first pie in there. Hope this doesn't turn into a greasy mess in the par bake. Actually, I'll partially give away where I was shopping today. There's a major supermarket chain in California, and it actually has multiple brands under its name. And so this was one of those brands under that name. And I just found it so interesting because they have a competing store, same major company, but different brand, just down the road, essentially. And the product distribution between the two and what gets what and in what value is very interesting to me. I realize it's probably a difference between two different ordering managers, but let's do some battle. I'm going to use the ranged buff here, since that's our bonus for this map. There we go. Those range just doing all the damage for us. Uber Superfly getting the kills and assists. Uber Superfly and Div Wilson getting that 50 gold. They should be upping the amount of gold they're giving out. Like, the market's getting saturated. Where is she? There she is. Oof. This is that rough one. We need damage. Out there, we need to kill things quick. So I'm just going to do a bit of this just to keep us all together. That way we all get this haste spell and can go run and kill everything quickly together. Let's go over here to our pineapple filling. By the way, I'm cooking this pizza down at 350 degrees. I wouldn't dare put my glass pie tins in there at, full pizza temp. That'd be silliness. But into our pineapple filling, let's add some butter. I mean, I know that makes everything worse, doesn't it? And just whisk that all in until it looks like it's melted in there. Can help reduce the temperature a bit. And then we'll add in most of this goodness. We'll keep a handful or so back, put on the very top of it. enough to get a nice light layer over the top. That way these partially cook as well. Zatar! I'm Zatar. Zatar is a, where is the origin of Zatar? Where is this? This is Turkish? But it's a seasoning blend of hyssop, sesame, sumac, and thyme. Get some green onions. I'm gonna throw in with the chicken. Peel off the outermost layer of this green onion. Get that sort of ugly outside cleaned up. Give them a rinse. Wherever you feel it is, Clipper. It's... This stuff is gonna... The whiter it is, the better it's gonna take to cooking. And the greener it is, the less you're gonna want it to get heat. But beyond that... it's actually sort of a cultural thing, too. Certain cultures prefer the whiter parts, certain cultures like the darker parts. Like, if you're seeing a Asian recipe, they're after those darker, greener parts, typically. So we're gonna switch positions here with our chicken and filling here. One-handed. Can't handle the weight of that with my left arm right now. Heat off over here, heat on over here. Okay, and to this over here, we're going to add some frozen peas. They've been in the freezer for a little while. They originally were IQF. And we're going to add all this green onion in there. Do I still have parsley? I'll do some parsley in here too. I think I still got a bunch of parsley in the fridge. I do. Kedgeree. That's one I'm not familiar with. It's like pedigree with K instead. No, Clipper, that was the word. And throw a little parsley in there too. And take out that bay leaf. It's done its job. And we're going to turn the heat off on this too. And we're going to finish this with a bit more butter too. Just because it's the French thing to do. Make sure we hit that with a good bit of salt. Actually need a little salt in there. More salt over here. Especially for all that herbage and greens I just added in there, but the chicken I didn't add a ton of salt in there. Add some pepper. Okay, now on to this project. I don't know how well this is going to turn out. We're going to try and do this. It completely... Oh, both of these are complete random ideas, even though they're basically just turning pizzas into pies. Still a bit different. So what we have here is a Freschetta Rising Crust Pizza, Supreme style. I'm going to try and pull everything sort of inwards a little bit because this is going into here. At least that is my current plan. Stay up to the edge. I think that worked out pretty well. I think I lucked out with that. Okay. We'll bring the pizza over here. I'm just going to go over next to our chicken pot pie filling over here. I just realized what the real challenge here is going to be. Do I still have that? I do. Thankfully, still have this. I'm giving this a minute to cool. We got another 3-4 minutes until the blind bake on the other pie is done to my guesstimate. We're going to need a pan with parchment for with the pineapple pie. And we'll need another one for our other pie, because I don't think I put a pan underneath it. Nope, didn't. That was a mistake. I should have done that. Two points. Kicked my cup across the counter. That's dirty now. Next projects. What can we do while we're waiting? Let's sneak a look at this and see if we can't peel this out early. I actually think we can. Really should have put this on a Who's interested to see what we got for a slow baked pizza in a pie pan, in pie glass. Besides, partially stuck to my parchment. I am going to put this on a pan where it should have been in the first place, and then back in the oven to give it a little bit more of a bake. I would say that this is definitely cooked, but I'm going to bake off the center of that a little bit more. Quiet timer. Hush. I actually had one dish that I really want to try making that I discovered researching for this, but I couldn't plan a dinner and fit it into the dinner nicely. But the idea of making French toast from pizza, especially one of those ones that get nice and almost like bruschetta-like pizzas. Ooh. Did I just say bruschetta instead of... That's bruschetta. Okay, over here on the stove, I'm going to fill this up. I'm tired of waiting. And take our chicken stew and put that in with our other pie over here. Liquid and all. So we're taking my chicken stew here and pairing this with a supreme pizza. So we're gonna have chicken, we're gonna have sausage. It almost takes it into a jambalaya territory where we're getting sausage, we're getting chicken, we're getting pepper, we're getting... Yeah. How do I do this without not left arm? I'm going to repeat the same process with this one. I'm going to take it and try and put all the toppings sort of the center of the pizza. It's a little bit more off-center than the first one. Definitely want to get everything off of that sort of like heel that this pie, they've actually got something like folding a part of the dough up over it for these to give it that extra rise, like that, or I don't know, maybe it's pressing them like that. That's interesting. Like it doesn't pull, like I can't pull it apart. It actually is somewhat proofed in that way. Okay, that looks like a mess right now. That sort of looks like a mess right now too, but what did I do with my little circle? There we go. Gonna use the clean side of our cardboard circle here. And do a little flip action. And get stuff all over the counter because it didn't work. Okay. You even got peppers on the back of this thing here. We're going to then do our best to slide this off over the top. We did have some spill over there. We got a little bit too big of a bowl here for our fillings, or too small of a bowl for our fillings. Should have accounted for pizza toppings when I was filling it up. Anyways, I'm going to take a little bit of this top off. Essentially almost cutting the dough off of one of these pies so that we can join them together nicely. And let's go around and make sure and crimp that bottom one over the top as best as I can here. It's going to get a little messy, but that's going to look cool once it bakes. And it's a little excess. You could bake it off if you want to, but I think I got enough food here for me. And we're going to do a little cut through the center here, just to make sure that you can breathe. And then I'm going to do a little foil wrap, because I want that, this is all, when it rises, it's all going to push out. And so I'm going to wrap the outside of this with foil to try and hold it in. Let's do our battle. I think we're going with haste this time. Man, I nailed the size of that circle. Remembering now that I got a pizza in the oven. That actually needs to cool down for our next step. Victory! Uber Superfly getting them kills. Mr. Bates. Mister getting them assists. Div Wilson and Uber Superfly getting them scrolls. Onto our probably this is going to take a minute to bake. We're probably going to have an AFK here while this is baking tonight. So maybe 2. Ooh, this is another defensive one. I'm going to put my tank out there. We're going to want armored along that front line. Followed by melee. Some support, some ranged. Spells on this one are going to be sort of up in the air because it's a defensive zone map. So we're going to have to wait for stuff to come and attack us. We'll see how we do here in 30 minutes. So I'm going to move this over onto board, pan over here. I'm going to give my board a quick wipe off. Now we're going to move this over here, and sorry for the crinkling. Okay, so that should hopefully help hold that in place somewhat. Almost tempted to do a little toothpicking here. Think I will. All right, so that's now going to go into my oven that was still supposed to be on. 350 degrees. This is going to be baked in a minute. But we already know our interior has been cooked through. So as long as we're getting the pizza stuff done, I think we'll be okay. Okay, for now for our pineapple with pizza. I want to add more starch to this. There, so that should thicken things up a little bit more. So avert your eyes if you can't stand pineapple and pizza. Hey, Slice. Sorry if this is burning your retinas. Let's save the rest of that. That's some good stuff. This is a pineapple pie with the pepperoni pizza as a crust. As you can see, it's actually in a pie tin. We'll set this over here for a little bit. We've got our other piece. I don't know if, hopefully you saw that, New York Slice, but I just put a chicken pot pie, pizza pie in the oven. It's got double supreme pizzas being the bottom and top crust to our like traditional chicken filling with peas and herbs, all that goodness. I guess I should have leave this on screen just to, I don't know. But yeah, that's actually a thickened, sweetened pineapple sauce with fresh pineapple and some cooked pineapple. Top of my frozen pizza there. Yeah, a couple of people, when I said I was going to be doing frozen pizza, were like, that's what I'm doing. I don't think you're having frozen pizza like me, though. I'm at a loss of whether I should actually give this a further bake or if I should just refrigerate that to let it set. I mean, I've cooked the filling to it and I've cooked the pizza. Do I need to cook it a second time? Well, maybe that title just finally worked after I finally got the title right, because I totally had it wrong to start the stream tonight. This said the pie called for 30. Oh, it had, and I skipped that. The original filling had egg in it, and I skipped the egg because I didn't want to do the meringue either. Let's see what we can do while we're waiting here. Oh, Slice, you'll be interested in this one. A third recipe that I was considering for tonight, but I didn't end up doing because it just didn't fit with like any other dinner plans using frozen pizza, was I would really like to try. I came across the idea of using leftover pizza, or in my case, frozen pizza cooked and then used as French toast in the morning. I'm like, Spicy, sweet, eggy, cheesy. I mean, it's like perfect breakfast. All in one thing. Ooh, got all sorts of help with Stream Raiders this map. Get my cast iron rinse out here. I don't know, do you put whipped cream on this? Serious question. Like I said, the original recipe, which obviously didn't have pizza as the crust, the original recipe had a couple of egg yolks mixed into this, and then using the egg whites as a meringue for that. I didn't want to use the meringue because I wanted to show off that I was using the pizza. And so I skipped the eggs in this and added more starch in turn. Never, no whipped cream? You don't want whipped cream with your pizza? Ah, but will you accept my using a whipped cream on? Whipped ricotta. Nice. That could go. Yeah, that doesn't work for me, SoCal. Especially when you use the emote. Berries. Berries would be a good one. A little raspberry with this. Especially with that pepperoni. I think raspberries and pepperonis would... That's a flavor combo I gotta try now. Pepperoni and raspberry. You get sweet, you get tart, you get spice, you get umami. I think I'm going to take this moment to take a brief AFK. Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. We'll be back here for the, or I'm going to be back here for the Stream Raiders battle here in about 12 minutes. So see you in a few minutes. Just going to let everything bake.
Second launching. Atlas moving into position. Fuel her up. All set. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as the giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best-tasting dips with the freshest-tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This moon rocket kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friend.
Why, thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you, Charlie Brown. What's the occasion? Has Charlie Brown had another baby sister? No. Ford has new economy twins. So he's passing out chocolate cigars to everyone. Everyone? Yes, everyone.
You bet your boots, everyone. 'Cause it's just like they said. We've got something big to celebrate. And here it is, Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. The economy choice of a lifetime. Oh, I'll bet you've never seen a prettier twosome than this. There's the new size Ford, the Falcon. And next to it, the large economy size Ford, the Fairlane 500. You know, the 60 Fords were featured in the recent issue of Vogue magazine. And when you run your eyes over the elegant good looks of this Fairlane 500, it's sure easy to see why Vogue says Ford means a fashion success. And all this all-new beauty is yours for an all-new price. That's right. This roomier, more luxurious Fairlane 500 is actually priced a whopping $142 less than last year. And as for this pretty Falcon over here, well, just wait till you check its price sticker. It's America's lowest priced 6-passenger car. In fact, it's priced up to $124 less than the other compact cars. Look 'em over in your Ford dealer showroom. 2 new Fords, 2 wonderful new ways to go the finest. Ford's Economy Twins for 1960.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Here's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see. The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity. The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience, it comes apart. Add additional ingredients if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why, it's only 10 1/2 inches high. Stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself. Make party spreads, great cabbage heads. Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice-cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender, quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none-such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none-such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for Movie Week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
I have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends, Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
Everybody.
Okay. Started into the next one anyways, but tried to catch it in between. Let's do our battle. Let's go to war. And we're going to need defensive, so we're going to do defensive. Victory. Victory! Dangerous Brian getting them kills. Uba Superfly and Div Wilson getting some scrolls there. We're going to do one more here tonight. Ooh, I get some goodies. I like goodies. New Berserker skin. Ooh. Purple, we're going for the blue chest. All ranged units have infinite range. So same setup as before. I'm going to put my tank right here. And then we're going to do no thank you. No thank you. Alright, there we go. That'll be our start for that. Back to this. I think I'm actually going to put this in the fridge and I'll try and get this to set up a little bit more. But I wanted to wait and show you before I did that. I took a couple of photos during the break. And so now we're just waiting. We got about another 18 minutes on my first timer sort of set up for that pot pie. It's like rising up out of that thing. I took a quick glance at that while it was in there too, and I don't want to pull it out again because the foil is scraping against the top. It's sort of falling apart slowly. I still want to keep it somewhat constrained, but it looks like it was somewhat staying in place as far as the dough, but it was really expanding. Cheers, folks. Happy Sunday. My liver's not going to like that I'm drinking and got drugs in my system, but I have severely cut back on the amount of aspirin and that sort of stuff that I have in my system today. So I'm sort of like trying to plan that in as part of that. For those that don't know, you aren't supposed to mix like aspirin, ibuprofen with alcohols, because when it comes to your liver, they're different things, but they break down to the same sort of thing that your liver doesn't like and has to deal with. And so if you're combining the two of them, you're double dosing your liver. Not a good plan. Let's see how our vote here is looking in the Discord. I haven't looked in this a bit. How's our vote going this week? We've got tarragon, which I couldn't find any photos for tarragon, so this is just a whole bunch of miscellaneous herbs. There might be some tarragon. That looks like tarragon right there. Or Dino Nuggets. It's looking like Dino's got an early lead. What the heck am I going to do with chicken foam for dessert? Like, it's been a while since I've had those, but as I remember them, they were like the epitome of, like, pink slime products. They're like, literally like chicken foam. With a breading. Chicken foam. Wonder if I can take the breading off of those. That would be weird. That would be really weird. I'm not going to say that just in case it wins, because I want to do that if it wins. Dino Nugget salad. Well, I've already done a donut panzanella. What else have I done? I've already done... I won't repeat this, but with the KFC chicken, I used the breading on the KFC chicken to make a crust for a cheesecake. Turned out a little too... I used some of the biscuit with that because I was worried that it wasn't going to have enough starch to hold it together. It did have enough, and it ended up being too, like, bready with the... But otherwise, that was a good one. The flavors were all there. It was just too bready. I will give away part of it, Ozzy. You're not too far off there. I was thinking that I can take the... If I can take the breading off of them, either cooked or uncooked, I could then essentially like grind it back up or break it back down to a crumb, give it a little bit more of a bake, and then use that as a new coating for something else. If anyone's got any ideas for emotes, that would be handy. I have 3 that I want to do as far as animated emotes, but they're beyond my individual capabilities, and might need to find someone to do that. I actually have someone an idea. I have someone in mind for that as well. Sort of wish that I could find Very Silly Hats. I can find him. I'm in his Discord, but he hasn't been streaming like since the beginning of the year, and that's a bummer. For anyone that hasn't been following the stream, Very Silly Hats has done a number of my emotes in the past. He's got the chef emote, and the Swedish chef emote, the donuts, all the tags in chat were his work. What could be a good emote? Well, the 3 that I already want are pretty much some of the new standards when it comes to the... Well, 2 of them are sort of like standards of the new animated ones. You gotta have a wiggle emote. Everyone's got a wiggle emote. You gotta have a wiggle emote. We need a wiggle emote. But the other one was stir in the pot. Or stir in the bowl. Chef stir in the pot. And the last one I want, which is probably the one that's going to be the hardest to find someone to do, is I want to do an emote with actually cutting something with a hand with the claw and knife going up and down. Sort of like from a frontward. That requires someone that can draw hands, and hands is one of those things that some people just want no part of. actually watched a video the other day where they're talking about a famous painting artist who would always find ways to hide the feet of his characters in scenes. Like, he was famous for doing all sorts of drawings of his kids and stuff like that, but there was always a branch in the way, or the grass was too high or something. Because I don't like drawing feet. I'm horrible at drawing feet, so I got better things to do. Another 8 minutes until I'm going to take a look at that pie. I sort of want to assume that it's going to take at least another 10. But maybe we could at least take that foil off of it. Maybe we'll do... Ooh, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Egg time. I'm going to do an egg wash over the top of this thing. There's already a decent wine glass emote in the standard emotes. Not like in Twitch's emotes, but like in normal emotes. Wine wiggle emote. Maybe a feeling happy emote. Feel free to throw ideas in the walk-in and Discord if you have them. And keep in mind, I've only got 5 of the animated. I have like 2 or 3 other standard ones to do. I have a whole bunch of just follower emotes that we can add into the chat. I also try and find ones that are going to work cross-platform wise. At least that's one of the things that I try and strive for, like the whole Chef Raid thing. It's my Chef Raid emote, but people can use that all over the place. Wine emote? Okay. We can maybe do a swish and wine emote. Yeah, that one's more of a... I don't know if someone can really do it successfully. I would love to see if someone could, though. Actually, I've got someone... I should see if he's up for that. It's not really what he does, though. He's not streaming tonight either. I almost just drank that egg instead of my bourbon. But yeah, I'd like to have an emote, like, if you picture this as a camera, which basically is, but if you took a camera and put it, like, right here, and then had me slicing with that camera, looking, like, down the same angle, that's what I'd like to do as far as an emote. Wonder if I can get my stand to... It doesn't stand up very straight, though. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. That's a dad joke that I haven't heard before. That one's pretty bad. That one is... Nice, Gaia. Happy to have you with us. Yeah, I didn't put much in the way of rogues, or... You can feel free to ignore my suggestions and put in whatever you want. "90 seconds. We pull this out, and I'm gonna guess that we probably don't got enough color on it, and that's why we're gonna go with the egg. Ooh, I got some stuff to do here with Stream Readers we can do while we're chilling. We got all sorts of upgrades going on here. Oop, broke open. Actually, I don't know if I want to do that or I want to do this. But that thing is easily a good 3-4 inches taller than it was when we started this project. And so we'll take some egg here. Try and get some color. Actually, I'm going to recut the center too. You're starting to get a little color there. Alright, I'm going to throw this back in there. And this is going to be at least another 10 minutes. But we at least know that we got up to close to boiling. Because it popped out. Wish I had another towel handy. Folding stream. Alright, going back in 350 degree oven. I'm going to say 15 minutes. Just to be safe with things. Wish I could break into that pineapple pie, but it's going to take a little while to chill. I want it to chill enough that hopefully it sets and I can get a clean slice out of it. That would be awesome if I can get that for a photo. But even just the photos of the pineapple pie with a pizza crust, I think that's good. I think that's good. I love me some bourbon. That caramel, that vanilla. Love the way it coats the mouth just like sugar. We got anyone out there looking forward to October already? Anyone making plans to head down to San Diego for TwitchCon? Just trying to think of random things to chat about here while we're waiting on things to cook. Excited for 2 trips this year, and I'm almost tempted to see if I can't plan a third. Though I did look the other night, I am planning on driving down to TwitchCon, and at least partially because there's people in LA I'd love to go and see and visit. There's places I'd like to stop along the way to go and eat. So, but I was looking at prices of just flying down there. I'm just like, 8 hours driving versus $200 for a flight. It'll be a minute since I've done. It's been a minute since I've done some driving. I've done some really long driving in my past. My first truck, I had a Ford Ranger as my first truck. I drove that truck cross country 3 times, the long ways. Plus many other trips through all of New York. Which, if you've been through all of New York, that alone is like, you know, like, I don't remember anymore. I want to say it's like a 7-hour drive, 6-hour drive. It's deceptive how big states are. Like, I say I'm in Northern California. There's still like 6 or 8 hours of driving before you get to the state line. And it's going to take me 8 or so hours to get down to San Diego. Yeah, I was joking about the... Well, I'm worried that the gas is going to last longer now, but... I was joking that I just filled up, and I was glad that I filled up when it was only $5. Because around here, it's even more than $5 now. Because I don't drive my truck much. I drive it a couple of times a week. And it used to get a lot more mileage on it. It's got a decent amount of mileage on it for its age. But I don't drive it near as much as I used to. And... yeah. I can go a good 4, 5, 6 months if I want to stretch it out without having to refuel that thing. At least that's the way it was during COVID. Like, peak COVID. Battle. Wow, that seems like that 30 minutes just flew. Let's go with haste. Oh, I forgot this was the ranged one. I should have done the ranged boost. Victory. Victory. Woo. Dangerous Brian getting them kills. SoCal Aussie helping out with the assists. Div Wilson getting the scroll. Uber Superfly walking away with the 50 gold. Ooh, do we do that one or we start the next stream with that one? I think we're going to have to hold off on that one. Yeah, we only got about another 5-10 minutes here, folks. So we're going to hold off on that one. We'll start off with this next map tomorrow, when we're going to be celebrating poutine instead of Putin. Because apparently people think that poutine has some reference to that madman in Russia. And I am here to distill that rumor. Distill this rumor? Distill this rumor? And we're going to put an end to this rumor on my stream. Yes, all of you are going to end the world making that confusion. But yeah, I found it quite sad, and people equating fries with gravy and cheese curds and maybe some other stuff. I thought that was a good Monday dinner. A little bit easier, a little bit lower key. The heck am I going to eat this with? I only use one of these for this. I have a feeling breaking into this pot pie is not going to be... It's going to be a messy event, I think. Egg's gotten about 10 minutes in there. I want to give it another couple of minutes. With that big giant column of aluminum around the top of it, it's probably, somewhat insulating it. I just hope it isn't like burnt when I pull it out. I mean, it was slightly starting to brown before I put the egg on there. Have a great one, Uber Superfly. Thanks for stopping in. Enjoy your company as always. And your assistants and stream raiders. Another 3:45 on our timer. Did anyone watch the Streamer Awards last night? That was sort of a fun event. I thought it was a good job for a first time event. I mean, they pulled in some people for that. Like, I was shocked at how many people they got to actually like show up for that event. Like people flew in for that. I mean, I know some of the people shunned it, but I mean, it was a first time event, you know. But I was amazed that like some of the people she got to show up. I made a Twitter post that I enjoyed the show, and that's an honest statement. But I was sort of like, streamer awards. Why don't we have cocktail streamer, you know, with the custom cocktail for the awards? Why don't we have hors d'oeuvres by the food and drink people? Why don't we have people doing decor ahead of time and showing it off in like a pre-show? There was so much more that I thought they could do rather than just, you know, sort of copy that movie award show like pre-cut system. Streaming is not movies, it's not TV, it's not the Academy Awards, it's not the Oscars. You could have someone in the maker community make the awards. You could have... Though I thought the Capitol Awards was hilarious too. Or no, not the Pepe Awards was awesome too. What was wrong? You need another 5 minutes. I was quite surprised that they gave Streamer of the Year to Ludwig, which is off on YouTube. I also found it interesting how he dressed with the red accents and all that too. Absolutely a salesman. What else was I thinking? Like, they had a pizza party at the end, and we have, you know, like, we have, I can't even remember his name, but the streamer that does nothing but, like, pizza all the time. Yeah. Gee, who was running this? I thought the interviewing at the beginning was a little hokey, but I mean, I don't know that they could have really done that better at the same time. It was a first time event, and yeah, there's only so much that you can plan in something like that. was looking good on one side. I just turned around because I knew it needed the other side, and there was a little bit like where I overdid the egg in the corners. It needed a little more. The one thing that it really sort of irked me about the show, and yeah, it was a bunch of friends and they were being buddy-buddy about it, but I thought from an actual, like, professional award experience, it was really sort of tacky for them in several cases. When people didn't show up, they just basically handed the award to, someone else. Like, oh, you're not here? Let's give it to him. Sort of like, well, thanks. If I was the person that was called up after that, like the second guy that was called up after that, and I apologize, I don't know a lot of the popular streamers. He's a popular streamer. He basically said like 2 words and walked off the stage because it was like, well, I didn't actually win this. You want me to come up here and make a acceptance speech for my competitor? I mean, I know in some of the kids, like, they obviously, like, and the thing is they had videos from a number of people. So I don't know, maybe it was them just being spiteful to the people that won and didn't provide a thank you video. I don't know what it was. But it just didn't fit for me. Like, I wouldn't want to be a runner-up and then, expected to go up there and congratulate someone else. So it's out. You sort of got the ugly side focused on you on the camera right now. This is looking the much more impressive side over here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better on the main camera now. I have no idea how to take a picture of this. There's no good way to take a photo of this. It's so big. Oh. This is going to be messy. The bread all cooked on it. It's a little soft on the sides, but it's cooked. Sides are sort of falling in there. Alright, so we got that. We got dinner set. We got this looking lovely. I'm gonna pull that off of here for the moment. Put that back over here. Put that back over here. Let's see what our pie's looking like. I don't think we're gelled enough here for me to slice into that yet. Might have to wait until tomorrow morning actually for that. A little too wiggly still. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Let's see what else we got here. Who all we got online to say hello to? We have anyone wanting to guide the raid tonight? It's a relatively low channel point cost to send us to your favorite streamer. I think I'm going to call it right there, folks. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. Let's see who we can hand things off to here tonight. I'm going to send you lovely folks all to go hang out with Billy tonight. It has been quite a while since I have given him a raid. Lovely musician. If you're in my Discord, you see alerts for his stream every day. He streams every day. So I hope you enjoy. Does a bit of rock, does a bit of pop, a bit of funk. Definitely a cozy stream. Definitely a good time. I hope you come back to join me tomorrow night. Maybe we'll be starting at 4:30 as a normal time. Until then, I hope you have a great time. I hope you enjoyed me making pineapple pie with a pizza crust and pot pie pizza. I hope to see you all again soon. Have a great night. Bye-bye now.